Now teaching kids about money. Economics correspondent Paul Solman has our story. It's part of his ongoing reporting, making sense of financial news.
Oh, hi! Welcome to Sesame Street. Oh, look what Elmo has. His very own dollar.
A new financial literacy initiative from Sesame Street. Money tips for tots, starting with saving.
Elmo's gonna save every day. It's okay what I say. Gonna save, yeah. Elmo's gonna save.
If Elmo's gonna save, that would distinguish him from a host of grown-up Americans, more than a third of whom have a mere $1,000 or less socked away. In total, 29% of us report not having saved 1 penny for retirement. Related, perhaps, we can't calculate our way out of a paper bag. Get this, Americans 50 or older were asked, suppose you had $100 in a savings account and the interest rate was 2% per year. After 5 years, would you have more than $102, exactly $102, or less than $102? 2% interest, 5 years. What portion of the country didn't know that more was the blindingly right answer? Half. Might explain why 1.5 million Americans filed for bankruptcy last year alone. No clue, no cushion.
The toughest concept is really the idea of starting early around financial education, and particularly the concept of saving.
Because, says Jeanette Betancourt of Sesame Workshop, saving is self-control, with which we all wrestle.
So the way you can start with young children is identify something that they would want, and saying that you can't have it immediately because it's something that we have to build towards.
In Elmo's case,
It's really great.
that something is a hotly hyped, irresistible object. A stupendous ball.
Stupendous balls. Yeah.
Since commerce on Sesame Street runs on a purely cash basis, if you want a stupendous ball, $5 a piece, and you've only got, say, $1, you can't borrow. You have to save up for it. Tough sledding for Elmo, or even the street-hardened Grover, age 6 or so.
How hard is it for you personally to save instead of spending your money right away on something you want?
You know, we are not born knowing all these things. No, I had to learn them from my friends and my mommy and my daddy. They taught me a lot.
Sometimes people do this test with kids your age. They say, I'll give you a marshmallow now, or if you wait a little while, I'll give you 2 marshmallows, but only if you wait.
2 marshmallows.
Would it be hard to wait?
It would be very hard to wait. Yes. Just looking at this marshmallow right now makes me want that marshmallow right now.
Leaving aside the dubious charms of the food stuff, the marshmallow test is actually among the most famous and replicated in the history of psychology.
There's a marshmallow. You can either wait, and I'll bring you back another one, so you can have 2, or you can eat it now. Okay, I'll be back.
The self-control experiment was first run on 600 preschoolers at Stanford University in 1972. Most wolfed down the little pillow of pleasure, but 1/3 delayed gratification long enough to get another.
You get it too. You can eat it.
Follow-up research found
You can eat it now.
that the more temperate tykes had higher SAT scores as teens. More recently, an ongoing study of 1,000 random New Zealanders from birth to now their 30s yields even stronger findings.
Those children have become the 1,000 most studied people in the world.
Stunningly, their self-control, or lack of it, by age 3 has almost perfectly predicted their future prosperity. Duke professor Terry Moffat.
So the children who are of very low self-control are in deep financial trouble by their 30s. Those who are very high self-control are doing really well. They're entrepreneurs. They've got retirement accounts. They own their own homes. And those who are average self-control are right in the middle.
Does it correlate with their initial socioeconomic status?
Self-control is clearly more important than the socioeconomic status of one's family, the amount of money that one had growing up, and it's more important than school grades, academic achievement, and it's more important than scores on intelligence tests.
Says fellow Duke professor Dan Ariely, there's no more crucial struggle than the rational, long-term self against all the competing, short-term players within.
Saving, good for the future, right now I want something else. Exercising, good for the future, right now I want to eat another slice of pizza. Think about sex, right? You can think about the amount of political leaders who've taken dramatic falls over immediate temptations.
As for Sesame Street's new push,
the idea of getting kids to go into the habit of saving earlier than we currently do, and the idea of giving them some rules of thumb about what's appropriate is incredibly important.
Ariely has his own rules. He gives his kids old-fashioned allowances with spending constraints since the kids are exposed to the usual come-ons of American culture.
Amitush, what's your favorite TV show?
My favorite TV show? Power Ranger Samurai.
Ariely tries to counter the culture by nurturing self-control.
What would you rather do? Watch one show now and then go and do all your homework? Or do all your homework now and later get 2 shows of Power Ranger Samurai?
2 shows later.
Okay, Amitush, if that's your choice, go and do your homework now.
8-year-old Amit, about Grover's age, dutifully trudges off.
Okay.
It's Netta's turn. At 4, she's about Elmo's vintage.
So what would you rather do? Play for 10 minutes now and then go and clean your room? Or to clean your room first and then come and play for 20 minutes?
Play for a long time.
A daughter of Dan Ariely, Netta has already learned the key lesson.
Okay, so go and clean now.
No.
Come on, go and clean. You said that's what you prefer.
No.
So here we have, this is not a hypothetical. Once you make it concrete.
This is generally a problem that self-control sounds like a good idea, even to kids in principle. When you have to act on it, it's a bit more difficult.
Difficult, but essential, says psychologist Terry Moffat.
This generation of children is going to live to be, on average, far beyond 100 years old. And that means it's absolutely essential for every child to learn how to develop self-control skills so that they can avoid dependency, poor health, and poverty in old age.
And avoid the siren songs of the world's increasingly crafty pitchmen.
The people who are 15 now will have an even harder time dealing with temptation than you and I are.
You think?
Yeah. I'm certain, right? Because as technology develops, what is technology going to do? Technology is going to help them delay gratification or have more things to spend their money on now.
So are the brains of most of us now overmatched by the brains of some very able people who have an incentive to get us to act in the here and now?
I think so. There's really kind of a very strong imbalance about how much we can tempt people and how much people can actually resist temptation.
And that, of course, is where Sesame Street comes in. Elmo works various jobs to come up with his $5 for the stupendous ball.
Savings is not a natural concept. It's something we all have to learn. If I'm a preschooler, I need examples on how to work towards that saving. You model it, you show them, and you do it during your everyday experiences as well.
In the end, Elmo earns the $5, but then shares $1 with his literally irrepressible pal, Cookie Monster.
Me no have cookie.
For more than 40 years, an icon of excess.
Me really want cookie.
Reminding us that though restraint may be the key to prosperity,
Here's $1 for a cookie.
financial and otherwise, it's a daunting challenge for Muppet and man alike.
Hey, Elmo, that was really a nice thing you did.
Thanks, Louise.